I'm out here at 1829 North Courtney Place, checking out the home for you. It is already inspected, so that's kind of a nice little thing we can go over here later. I can send those docs to you, and you can review it if you like the house. I will say, compared to the Hastings house, this house offers you more value for the square footage, but the quality. It's a non-comparison. The Hastings house was, you know, almost brand new, and but it was half the size, and everything was really well maintained in there. This is a rental property. The roof is at the end of the service life. You've got about, it says from 0 to 4 years left before you'd have to replace the roof. The exterior paint is faded a lot, so you're gonna have to paint the outside of the house here soon. And just general wear and tear of the house. I mean, on rentals you see this a lot. You just get nails and holes pretty much everywhere. So, you know, if you get an owner that comes in and is willing to put the time and care into this home, you know, you could potentially get it back to being an owner-occupied home with some love. As you look around here, you're gonna notice you got the older light fixtures. Again, they didn't bother to change out or clean any of the carpets, that's pretty customary when it's a rental home like this, because they know you're gonna beat them up on the price. And that's probably why this home is set around here, because people are generally afraid to beat up on the price, and investors are pretty stubborn sometimes, especially with the market we're in right now. But, you know, the thing I see, you know, you've got like the nice wood floors, you could refinish those. But with the home in general, you're gonna have to, over time, you'd have to spend money modernizing it, updating it, you know, if you really want to get a lot of money back out of it. And the problem with this home, the hard thing with this home, is that there's not a lot you could do to the house to really change the flow of the home, because of the way it's been built, because it's 2-story, because we have this drop down right here. I mean, it's to try and make the house level, you're gonna be putting way more money into it than you'd ever get back out of it. I will say, you know, there's a lot more space here than there was over on Hastings. In fact, we'll just continue to walk around. But already, we have 3 living rooms, whereas over in Hastings we had 1 basically main living area. So this is a full bath downstairs, and then you've got a little bedroom here. You know, as a single male, first-time home buyer, if you're thinking about buying a home like this and renting out the other rooms, or Airbnb-ing the other rooms, I mean, this home would be ideal for that, because it's already worn. So it's not like you're buying a brand new home and then renting it out to people and letting them, you know, trash something that's nice. In here, you know, you got a 3-car garage. I do really like that. As far as the area is concerned, the area of town we're in, we are in a nice area. And real quick, I'll just speak on these 2 items. They didn't test the AC because it's too cold outside, but they said the AC probably has another 5 years left. They said the water heater might have another 3 or 4 years left as well. It was installed in 2009. You normally get 12 years out of them. 12 to, I think it said 15 on the report. And the AC, you know, they say they can get upwards of 20 to 24, but something to think about there on the reports. But as far as flow goes, this is very typical of a 80s, 90s style home. I mean, you know, just after the 70s style, where you come in, you got the sunken living room, the big windows, the fireplace with the tiny hearth there, the little seat around it. You walk up, they really focused more on living space, room in the living spaces versus room in the, overall square footage in the bedrooms. Then you have like these plant shelves. You almost never find these in new builds now, but it was a thing they did during that time period, along with the brass knobs and then the wooden framing. I mean, you see this is very, very common. So I can guarantee you this home has really good bones. You know, one thing they did do in the 80s, the 70s and the 80s especially, and just in the early 90s, is they built solid homes. I feel like now if you get a cheap home, everything starts falling apart. Whereas this framing is probably original, and very little wear and tear visually on it. And I really have no idea. It's got to be the materials. We must have started buying everything from China in the early 90s. and now everything just wears out so fast. Like, this carpet is probably original, and it looks better than the carpet in a lot of the late 90s homes I walk into. I would change it personally, but you know, it just, stuff held up back then. So 2 bedrooms upstairs so far, full bath. Again, no frills at this price point with the square footage you're getting though. This is maybe a little high, but I need to run the numbers and let you know for certain. The area of town that we're in right now, it's right over here on Fairview and Maple Grove. Safe part of town, nice part of town. Everything's just older. This has really, really good access to everything. I mean, you're 5 to 10 minutes from Meridian. You're probably 10 minutes from downtown Boise. It's a good section of town. Fairview Road is kind of where all the services are. You've got the Village at Meridian. You've got any of your shopping centers, your Walmarts, your Fred Meyers. I mean, everything is located on Fairview Road. And that's the master bath, by the way, while I'm talking here. So the master bedroom is actually surprisingly a good size for this time period. It's got a weird rectangular shape, so really the only place you're putting a bed is here or against the wall that I'm currently standing on. But overall, you know, if you wanted to have a decent home, if you want to get a home about, you know, the $250 price point, where, is this a laundry chute? Oh, it sure is. Oh, fancy. If you want to get a home around the $250 price point, that you could put money into over time and maybe DIY some of these upgrades, this wouldn't be a bad home to consider. The inspector who did the inspection is AAD. They're the most expensive, probably best known inspection company in the valley. So that's going to save you $400 unless you want to have your own inspector come out and do it. On this home, you're probably looking about $300, since I would not tell you to use AAD because they've already done that here. And AAD, I can get this for you online, but what I like about them, I do use them from time to time on older homes, because they come right out on their main page here, and they say all the major repairs that are going to cost $1,000 or more. And right here, the major issues, there's none. And this is going to be anything that costs you $1,000 or more. And then they have the lesser issues where they go over, it doesn't drain far enough away from the home. You need to put a protective cover over the outlet. They start naming stuff that's $1,000 or less potentially. Roots in the backyard, some rot on the siding out there. So I can find this report. I'm sure they have it available online and send it to you. They do say the major concerns for me with you are going to be the roof is old, the water heater's old, and the AC unit's old. All those items are old, and the thing is roofs don't oftentimes leak, but they still need to be repaired as you start getting towards the end of service life, just because you start wearing off all the protective elements. And as you can tell, the other thing is aesthetically, it just starts to, I mean, this one, to me, from the ground level, it doesn't look terrible. I've seen them a lot worse. Make sure I can stand up this. It's a wobbly bench here. So the roof looks like it's in decent shape, actually, from where I'm at, but, you know, he's up there and saying it's old and it's at the end of the service life. I trust him and believe him. And then you're getting stuff like this over here. Obviously, this is all superficial damage. It's rot. I mean, you need to replace that piece, but there's nothing on the inside that the inspector found that's of concern. The other thing is this backyard right now. I mean, this is your backyard neighbor and what you're looking at, and I have no idea what they're doing here. This is very typical of the 70s styles home that were sold during this time. They're normally on the 1 acre plot, which is I'd guarantee is what you're looking at. And whether they're planning on putting another home in here, I don't think so. I think they're just going to renovate this and make a nicer backyard for themselves. That's probably more of the case there. Right out here too, like, you know, you find stuff like, you just have your gas line just sticking up right there. So there's just little nuances with homes of this age that you're gonna have to decide if it's something that you want to move forward with or not. You know, they do give you a little storage shed out there. That's nice. I do like that. A section of the patio is missing right there. I don't like that. So like I said, this is just an old beat up old beat up rental that these people have had for years, I'm sure. Been collecting passive income on. But as a first-time starter home, this is one that you'd be looking to, roll up your sleeves and put some sweat equity into the home and turn it into something that you love. But I think the potential for rent is here, and to earn extra income by rent if you're looking for roommates. If you're not looking for roommates, I think you might want to start looking for a smaller home that's nicer, kind of like the one on Hastings. But the location's great. Price might be a little too high. I need to run the numbers and let you know. But pretty much, this is what we're looking at. So let me know what you think of this house. And I'm gonna go check out the other one right now. And thanks for watching. Have a good day, John.